All right, I was asked to do a little demo on trailers. It's actually a shoe in the upcoming competition in Iowa this March. In the novice class, there's a shoe with a trailer and a extended heel on the same shoe. And so I figured if I'm going to make this video just for one person, I might as well do a good job and share it with everybody. Because this is still on the AFA's certified level shoe display. These are both modifications that are on there, so I figured I'll take advantage. These are both, you would do these the same way on a keg shoe, and later on I'll demonstrate it on the keg shoe. This is the handmade though for the competition. Process is kind of the same for both of them until you get towards the end, and you'll see how I'm pretty much going to make two trailers, and then I'll straighten one out. First move here is to take a bump on the end. You could bump in the straight if you want to, but I find that just coming straight back in with my hammer, a nice quick bump like that's enough material for me. Now notice I made a small space between the face of the anvil. I slowly lower the shoe down. That keeps you from penciling up the end of your trailer as you're building it. If you set it down, your shoe way down at an angle, hit the end, you'll lose the width at the very end of the trailer. Now I'm going to hockey stick this back in. So I find that when I'm building these in the straight, where I need to turn them is about the same place I'm going to turn a bar shoe to hockey stick a bar shoe, straight bar shoe. So that's how I'll do that in the straight. Another quick bump to try to build up that corner. Now as I'm turning my branch, I take it all the way around until my trailer is on the horn, and then I'm going to bump it back in and build up that corner. Also sweetening that inside corner up there, just kind of gathering things up. The way you're doing this when you take your hockey stick on the face and then also build that corner in on the horn is you're giving yourself a big, wide, chunky trailer or extended heel that you can later either rasp or hammer into a shape you want. Now watch here, slowly lowering this down, slow. You can see the shoe slowly dropping. I got a big chunky thing there. When I turn my branch, I'll push even more into the corner. Push a little bit into that inside corner there. That's your heel. That's where the surface of your foot is going to rest, or your heel on your pattern. All the way around to the horn, build that inside corner up. I got a bunch of thickness from my first bump, from when I hockey sticked it, and from when I built it up on the horn. So now I can slowly bring it back to 3/4. If I'm using 3/4 stock, then we'd want the base of those to be about 3/4 of an inch in width. And we can still maintain that 3/8 thickness. I'm just going to work on getting a little shape into this shoe. I think it's good not to commit to your extended heel for sure, because that's going to be in line with your foot. So that's going to be, especially if you're building a plane stamp, that's going to be kind of determined by your toenail too, your end shape and your toenail. So I'll usually kind of get my shoe roughed in before I start to take that extended heel back in line with the foot. So even if you're building an extended heel, the process will be the same as a trailer, and then you'll straighten it back out to be in line with the foot. That'll be your last move. When you do it that way, that's what gives you that inside corner. But you can't do that if you don't have enough of an angle in your trailer. So you can see I'm starting to kind of bring it back around, but I don't have the shape in the shoe yet that I need. This is a keg shoe. what I'm doing there is I've put a toe into the keg shoe. I made that branch completely straight. I think it's pretty hard to get a trailer into a keg shoe if your branch is turned. So even if you're using a hind pattern, I just use a front here. I think shoe selection is pretty important with the AFA shoe board. Don't pick a shoe for this with a real weak heel, real pencily heel. You won't get the width into it. This shoe is a Kirkard SX10, and I'm not endorsing Kirkard SX10, but I find it's a good shoe. It's got a good wide branch and enough material there, width and thickness to really get a lot of forging in. But that branch does need to be straight out of the toe. That allows you to take that initial bump going straight back in and to also do your hockey stick on the face. After that, it's all the same as the handmade shoe we just did. As we turn our branch and finish that up, we'll bring it back around and drive it right in to the horn and build up that inside corner. I don't get too worried about, we have to be 3/4 of an inch beyond the bearing surface of the pattern. Build yourself a big hunk of steel there. You can grind it off, you can rasp it off, you can forge it back in, whatever you want to do. But if you have the material there, you're safe. If you're short, you're up a creek without a paddle. This is just building up that inside corner a little more, taking it back down to 3/4 of an inch in width. This happens to be an aught, and it worked out so that it fit the pattern when it was all done. The big thing is take your time, get your forging clean, nice inside corner. So we got these forged up. This is pretty close, I think, to what that competition shoe is, and we'll probably look to have Riley do a demo when he gets here on this shoe. So he may do it a little different. I don't remember his specimen. Maybe they were forged up a little bit at the end. But the biggest thing that I wanted to demonstrate with these is getting this inside corner here and maintaining the width, especially at the base. So we've got our 3/4 there. And a lot of that's from that bumping back in, doing the hockey stick move on the face of the anvil, continuing the hockey stick move up around the horn. The trailer, so I was saying I don't really commit to that until I got my toenail in, and now you can see that I'm in line with my toenail, in line with the flight of the foot, and then the trailer is kind of in between center of toe and my toenail on the opposite or medial side. So for the AFA purposes, here's the keg shoe that I hammered out. So I didn't finish this here, and I did that on purpose. The others are finished, and I can show you those again, but I left myself a big old blocky trailer there. I can rasp it back. I can round up these corners with the rasper, with the grinder. If you want to hammer, finish it, you can do that too. But I also have way more than 3/4 there. I'm off of the frog when I get this actually sitting on the pattern correctly. I'm not touching, I'm not into my frog. And then I'm looking for at least 3/4 from the foot bearing surface to the end of the trailer. Right now I'm at 7/8, so I got some material there I can take away. It's really easy to take away steel that you have. When you don't have it, then you better get pretty good at jump welding, because that's what you'd be stuck doing. I think that's about it then. I've maintained that 3/4 width through the end of the trailer as well. So your extended heels, be the same. Fit-wise for the AFA, they'd come around to about here. And then from the bearing surface to the end of the heel, I should have 3/4 of an inch if I've used 3/4 inch stock. And then boxing should continue through that trailer. It should not, or your extended heel, sorry. It shouldn't be into your frog. It should be off your frog. It should maintain that 3/4. Same thing here. Fit to your boxing, 3/4 of an inch out. And this one, this shoe I did not make to fit the pattern, so I'm kind of moving the heels around just to show you where it needs to be on there. If you're going to use a keg shoe, like I said in the video, don't pick shoes with spindly little pointy heels when you need some material there to begin with. I mean, you could put it there by bumping it up further, but why bother? Just select a shoe with a good, nice, thick stock. 3/8 material is good. It has got a little extra there if you need it. If you're using a front pattern keg shoe, you have to rack your toe around to have the length for your trailer. If you do that, the book does specify nail holes need to be in alignment. So what you do is line up back here on your, either use a T-square or use the edge of your anvil, and then there's your punch nail hole. So you now have an appropriate placement on your toenail. You haven't lost it by moving it clear back here. That needs to be done now if you rack the shoe around. All right, I think that's everything. Thanks for joining me. See you later.